And those people, like James Comey, I think are going to find themselves in deep shit. I really do.
I agree with you 100%, and that's one of the things people used to tell me. Trump, and me and you used to see it the same thing. Trump is not colluding with Russia. Yes, Russia is interfering in that election, but Trump is not calling Putin and saying, "Hey, this is how we're going to do it." Yes, are there people like Manafort in his administration that are working with the Russians? Yes, but again, Trump is not calling Putin in 2015 and 16 and saying, "Hey, Vlad, let's get this thing going." And that's where the Democrats are trying to push. That's where a lot of the Comey stuff, and I agree with you. And I think that they're, and I even wrote in my Substack letter that the arrests are coming. My sources are telling me that Comey, Brennan, Clapper, and there's some other names are on the list of indictments that are going to come out.
I think Bill Barr. I think Bill Barr too.
Bill Barr also. Well, Bill Barr is a tricky one. They're scared with Bill Barr because Bill Barr still has all this Epstein stuff. Don't forget. That's why you don't hear Bill Barr right now, because remember, Bill Barr is very well in tune with all the Epstein stuff because he was involved with the arrest, with the prosecution, and Epstein died on Bill Barr's watch. Also,
You know,
let's
Lev, one of the things that I write about in my book, Revenge, I sort of lay out, and we got a lot of this information. Brian Karam helped me. He's the journalist because nobody wanted to talk to me. Nobody would. One of the crazy things is Christopher Steele writes this horse shit dossier for Hillary Clinton, which was supposed to be used as opposition research. And that's absolutely legal. It's done in every single campaign, from city council campaigns to the presidential campaign. It's done everywhere. Nothing illegal about it. She took one look at that garbage document by that fucknut Christopher Steele, that MI5 asshole, and she turned and she goes, "This is garbage. This is the biggest bunch of stupidity I've ever seen." Took it, threw it, and walked away. He was like, "But I want to get paid." They didn't pay him. So he was looking for a payday off of this fiction that he decided to write. You know who he found? He found John McCain. And somehow or another, McCain had a group of people, or whether it was done through one of his PACs or organizations, they paid Christopher Steele for the document. He then, of course, showed it and brought it to Comey. Comey then decided to make an issue out of it, and they started running a whole bunch of investigations on various different people, myself included. They started running around saying, well, Cohen was in Prague with 10 million in cash to meet with Russian compromise to pay them off for the benefit of Paul Manafort. Now, you know my relationship with Paul Manafort. If I had to pay a nickel, and I found the nickel on the street, I still wouldn't pay for Paul Manafort. Okay? Let me be very clear about that. Nevertheless, Comey went ahead. Do you remember I told you the story? My son was trying out to play for the USC baseball team.
Yeah.
We were there in LA, me, my wife, my son. The FBI went and met with the coach and the entire coaching staff and said, yeah, that was him. That's the young man that was here pitching for us. Can you prove it? Yeah, here. There's a picture of their ID. You have to get a pass, in order to come in, and it's all videoed. And so, okay. Then they asked me where I was the day after. I said, I was with Harvey Levin. Can you prove it? Yeah, here's a video of me on set with Harvey Levin on the day. Well, what about the day after? I said, listen, I'm not playing this game. I can't, I can tell you, I was back in New York. I was on a flight heading back to New York. You wanted my check-in? Here's my tickets, right? Here's the tickets on my flight. Here's my hotel rooms and so on. And the day that we left. All right, what more do you want? The problem is you can never disprove a negative, because then they'll say, well, you weren't using your phone. You were using a burner phone or somebody else's or your son's phone. And that, whatever. My point is, Comey then turns it over to Andrew Weissman, who then himself does further investigation. All based on what? A fake dossier, right? Bad opposition research by a loser. Weissman can't find shit either. So what do? They send it to Jeffrey Berman at the Southern District of New York to try to figure out how to put the squeeze on me, thinking that Donald Trump killed people and that we buried them in Central Park somewhere, right? Oh, Cohen knows where all the bodies are buried. I turned around, I said even to Congress, what do you think? The Trump organization is Mob Inc., right? What are you talking about, right? And they were like, well, we know that Russia interfered. And Russia's been interfering in our elections since 1960s, all right? Russia's been interfering in everybody's elections forever. Trump didn't ask for it. So what's the issue here? And then they asked me that when I was still working for him as personal attorney to the president. They asked me the same question when I was testifying against him. But I gave them the same answer. Russia, Russia, Russia. It's bullshit. And there are going to be a lot of heads that are going to roll. And you know the bad part about that, Lev? It validates what he says.
No, I agree with you. That's why I tell the Democrats all the time. I mean, he's putting the leadership, they don't know, he puts them in the corner because right now, even some of the stuff that's going to come out, it's like, yeah, he's going to put out some of the truth. Like Comey did do nefarious stuff. And that's why it's so disgusting because, they didn't need to run with that stuff. They didn't need, Donald Trump gave them enough reality that they didn't need to chase these rabbit holes. I've always been saying that also, Michael. I agree with you on that part 100%. That's the sick part because that's what drives the base. Because that when they go and arrest Comey and when they go out there and for bring dig up this stuff and show you how Comey did something, it's gonna take away from what really is what the scrubbing of the Epstein files, the going out right now, what he's doing by trying to take away our democracy, by trying to steal more congressional seats, by trying to rig the election, by trying to take away our rights. I mean, all of this is going to be right now, and this is what I'm talking about, what you're talking about is being put into place right now by Donald Trump, by James Comer, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and the loyal cohorts, and that he's put in place to paint this picture out right now, to be able to make this look like he was always the good guy, make him look like the victim now. Paint him out to be the victim. It was always, you see, it was the deep state. They went after me then. Look at this Epstein stuff. It wasn't me. It was again the deep state, and keep pushing that narrative. And meanwhile, while the media, while everybody is all about this, what he's really doing is taking away our rights slowly but surely every single day, and especially when it comes to election reform, with what he's doing with ICE, with what he's doing behind the scenes right now with the gerrymandering and with all of these redistricting and all of these different stuff, and having Pam Bondi write that. So, Michael, I agree with you. Thank you, my
By the
brother.
way, and
Thank
that's why,
you.
my friends, it's so important. Follow Lev, follow me. It's where you're getting
Absolutely.
first-hand knowledge, not somebody else's regurgitated bullshit. We were knee deep into this. You're getting it firsthand. And so, thanks for having me up, Lev. So much more to talk about, brother. So
We
much
will.
more.
I'm gonna give you a call. I'm actually traveling this week a little bit, so I'm gonna be on the road. But I'm gonna call you. We'll figure out definitely. There's some things I'm also working on that once I get confirmation, I'll give you a call. We'll break it. We'll go. Maybe we'll do it Unleashed, our show on Unleashed on Thursday. Make sure 3 o'clock. Still set. Still ready. Unleashed. We're gonna kill it. Me, Michael, Malcolm. Put it on your alarms. Set your tuners, whatever it is, on Substack, because we're gonna bring it live. And yeah, like Michael says, like I say, and I'm going to repeat it. Make sure you guys go out there. The first thing is spread the message. All of this is for free. Take this actual video is about an hour long. I'm going to replay it later. Michael's going to replay it later. Allison, that was on here earlier from Mill Report, she's going to replay it later. The information that you've heard today from Allison, from Michael, from myself, the inside stuff. It's not. This is not some. We're not pundits. We're not journalists. We're not out there. Well, Allison's a journalist, but Allison has some great sources also that are bringing independent journalists. That we're giving it to you from the inside out. You are really hearing information that, like my sister always tells me. I know you guys know my sister out there. She always says, "I can't believe it. How come CNN's not talking about this? How come MSN?" When she reads like my story or Michael's or Malcolm's or she's like, "How come nobody's reporting on? How come what you guys guys are talking about. And that's what we're saying is because we're giving you information that the media doesn't even know about, that they're not yet reporting on. By the time they report on it, it's too late. And we're risking a lot. Trust me when I tell you.
They have no idea how much we're risking.
We're,
By the way,
we're,
to all of you, if you go up to the very top, you'll see where Lev's name and my name are scrolling in the Chiron. If you are a subscriber to me, please hit that button. You could subscribe immediately to Lev. If you're a Lev subscriber and you want to listen to my nonsense, you could subscribe to me as well. Lev, we got to take the show on the road. You know.
I'm actually I'm gonna that's some of the things I'm gonna talk to you about because I'm working on it behind the scenes. We're also talking about it. There's some of our subscribers out there. I'm not gonna dox you because I don't know if you want your names to be out there, but have been in touch with me that are helping out, also trying to put making calls, making stuff happen, trying to organize something. So we'll definitely keep you guys informed. But one of the things that we are trying, I think it's extremely important, is for us to go on the road to go because and I know we gotta run quickly, but just a second, just like you saw, I know Michael, you were talking about on your platform also. You saw what happened yesterday at town hall at Representative. What was this? Mooney or
From what do you call it, Nebraska?
Nebraska?
Yeah,
Irrelevant, yeah. Whatever his name,
Jones.
but from huh?
I think what's his last name? Jones or something like that.
It's
I'm
irrelevant,
blanking.
but you got but from Nebraska, you guys know who we're talking about. What you saw in that town hall is what we need to start doing. We need to be out there. Me, Michael, Malcolm, others need to be out there that know inside, that know these people, and out there. Not only out there by letting them boo, but while they're booing out there, we need to give them a where to go. We need to give them a place to come into. We need to explain to them that it's okay not to vote for Trump. It's okay to vote for the other. It's not you're in some left wing situation because they don't listen. When they hear Democrats right now, that's it. They don't listen to you. But when people like former MAGA like us that we come into their world, they relate. They talk, they listen, like us, hate us, they talk to us. And that's what it is. Because once the conversation is out there, we're able to do our thing and bring him back out because all this is about is winning the elections, saving our democracy, getting power back to the people out of the authoritarian regime to be able to then go into debating all the policies you want so we could then have. But right now, it's not about policies. So, love you guys. Michael, thank you. I'll call you later, brother.
You
And
got
stay
it.
tuned. Take care, guys. Have a
I'll
great
see you
day.
soon, buddy.